Hello wonderful people, and welcome back to Eating Sprouts. Today is a very special day because today I'll share with you the first recipe of this channel, and that's why I took my little chef jacket out, which is really not a chef jacket, but I like to believe that it is, because today I'm opening a new segment of recipes which I will call Floor's Recipes. Alright, so let's get started with the first recipe of this segment, which is going to be vegan banana cookies. And this recipe is delicious, it's very simple, very easy to make, and I thought it'd be worth sharing here with you because basically it has only 3 main ingredients, and of those none is any form of processed sugar, white or brown or of any kind, because as a sweetener we're going to use the natural sugar that comes with its natural fiber in ripe bananas, and as a flavor enhancer we're going to use cinnamon powder, and to give body to the cookies we're going to use oats in powder. Okay, and those are the 3 main ingredients, and once we mix them we're going to dehydrate it instead of bake them, because when we dehydrate them they keep their nutritional value intact, different than when we cook it. When we bake it with the heat we lose if not all, definitely at least most of this nutritional content, unfortunately. Also, it's worth mentioning some extra ingredients that are really good, and you can add, at your taste, that mix really well with this recipe would be chia seeds, sesame seeds, white or black, hemp seeds, almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, and the one that we are actually going to use today is raw cacao powder. And the cocoa powder, it's actually a superfood, and it is considered a superfood because of its rich nutritional content, which will also add a little bit of a chocolate-like flavor to the cookie, plus adding all this extra nutritional value. Of course, this is not chocolate because it has not been processed into chocolate, therefore it doesn't have any sugar. In fact, it's not really sweet, it's just a superfood, a powder, and that will give the taste of cocoa to the cookies, but it's not really chocolate, so it works really well. So let's get started with the ingredients and how much to use of it. Okay, so basically of all the ingredients, like we said, the main ingredient is going to be ripe bananas, and we have to be sure that they're really ripe because they have to be very sweet, okay? And as when they're in this state, they are actually really sweet, and remember that we're not adding any sugar to this recipe, so that the sweetener, the natural sugar, comes in the banana, so they have to be really to the good point, like this, yellow with the brown dots. That is the perfect spot because they're easily manageable, and they're really sweet. Okay, now to fill a plate like this, which is the one that we actually are going to dehydrate, and these plates come in 2, I use about for per 1 plate around 3 bananas. So it means if you're going to do the 2 bananas, 5 to 6 bananas should do it. Okay, and remember, 5 or 6 bananas weigh about 450 to 550 grams, which is about a pound and a quarter, okay, of bananas. That's what we're going to use. And the second ingredient to take into account is the oats, the oats powder, and we're going to use exactly in weight half of whatever we use of the banana. So if you're doing, for instance, a pound of the bananas, we're going to use half a pound of the oats, okay? That's exactly the ratio, is the double banana of the oats, like that it gives a nice body. And for the extra ingredients is basically as you like. For example, for the cinnamon powder I do about 8 to 10 grams for the 2 trays. And for the cocoa powder I do around 10 to 15 grams, okay, which gives a nice taste. But again, you can try your own taste, all the different ingredients, and remember, just by trying you can only get it good, better, and best. Okay, so with that, let's get started with the preparation of the cookies. Okay, so here are the ripe bananas peeled and ready to go. And here is the oats in powder, and of course a little bit of cinnamon, and here's the raw cocoa powder, which is really pure and clean. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is to smash the bananas, all of them. So
slowly but thoroughly. We're gonna take our time, and I'm gonna fast forward a little because it can take a minute, to get to this point. So I'll just make it a little bit faster. But yeah, this is basically how you smash the bananas with a knife. As simple as it looks. Just try to get all of it, and make like a puree of banana, to which we're going to add the oats. So okay, there you go. Let's do like half of it right now to get started. Yeah, that should do it. Great. So I mix it. Let's keep mixing it, real good. And yeah, after a few seconds it should get better. And once it's mixed like that, we can add the cinnamon, for example, to start mixing that. Okay, great. And yep, keep going. We want to make sure that we mix it. We mix all the ingredients really well. Okay, it's very important. Even if it takes a little longer, it's always better like that. So yeah, let's just get the rest of the oats and mix it really well before we do the cocoa powder. So you see, if you smash the banana really well, it should mix really easily. Actually, you just have to do it, but it shouldn't really be hard, you see. So it mixes really well. So now that is good like that, we're probably ready to add the cocoa.
Okay, just before I add the cocoa powder, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about the brand that I'm using here, which is called Navitas Naturals. And I really recommend this brand because they have very good products, and this is the brand that I use for many of my superfoods and supplements that I can buy in powder and things like that. This brand has them. In this case, they has the raw cocoa powder, which ironically, it says here that this is a Mayan superfood, and I mentioned this because we are in the Mayan territory, so that was worth mentioning. But anyway, yes, this brand, they have not only the raw cocoa powder, they're in excellent quality. They have a whole bunch more, and I recommend for you to check out the brand and see all the different products and know that this brand, according to my experience, they have excellent products, and they're offered for a very decent price, and they're very accessible to find in stores and over the internet. Now, I found that if you buy them over the internet, they are cheaper over the internet. For example, this one here, which happens to be the old presentation, but it's still available. It came for a really low price when I bought it online. Now I have to buy it again, and I noticed that now they have a new presentation, a darker brown presentation. It's the same product, it's the same brand. In fact, I'll put the link for the old presentation, which is a little bit cheaper, and then a second link for the new presentation, but it's really the same product. You can buy whichever presentation. This is the brand that is a very good brand, and whenever I need some supplements or superfood, I look to this brand because I know they have good products, good prices, and they're available mostly online, which is how I buy it. Okay, so now that I have introduced to you Navitas Naturals, then let's go back to the preparation.
Okay, we're back here and are ready for the cocoa powder, and this is what I have left is about 30 grams. I'm going to do about half of it by eye, which should be enough to give it a nice taste. Of course, we don't want to put too much of it because then it'll be too strong, but this 15 grams should be really nice. It gives it a nice color, as you can see, nice chocolatey color and taste. And now that it's all mixed really well, pretty much it's ready for dehydration.
Okay, now that we're ready to dehydrate the mix, I just wanted to take a moment to talk to you about the Presto Dehydrator, which is the one I've been using for a few years, and it's excellent. It's excellent just in quality and low maintenance, and it's big enough, but especially because of the price. The price is so good. It's very well positioned. In fact, the first link I'm going to put for you is the link on Amazon to buy this product, and as soon as you open it, you will be amazed of how affordable this actually is. So this is actually the reason why I'm recommending this to you. It's the price, of course, the quality is amazing. In fact, I'm going to tell you, this brand, they have other a little more sophisticated models, also very affordable, but that have some controls in the front that you can control the time, the temperature, and that's all very good. And if you like those options, that's certainly a very good option as well. And I'll add a link for you there. But this one, which is the basic model, is great. It has no buttons. You want it on, you plug it in. You want it off, you plug it out. That's it. It only has a indicator light in the front, which indicates when it's on. Of course, you can hear the noise. And it comes with 4 trays, which is honestly more than enough for a household. Of course, if you're doing commercial uses, then of course you might need more, but just for household, 4 trays is more than enough. You know, you can take them in and out, you can clean them, they're very easy. I would like to add that if you're gonna get the Presto Dehydrator, I highly recommend that you get these 2 plates. Now these 2 plates are the ones we're going to use for these cookies. We're going to put them here, and they also work for any anything that you want to dehydrate, like fruits or that are very wet or have some liquid dripping. You want to put them here and dehydrate them here. So I highly recommend that you get these 2 plates, which are not expensive at all. In fact, I'll add the link there as a third link for you of these plates that come separate from them, but they come from the same brand. So I highly recommend that you buy these if you're gonna do dehydration. And of course, the reason that you want to consider dehydrating instead of cooking or baking is because when we dehydrate, we keep the nutritional content of the food that we're eating pretty much intact, different than when we cook it. So that's why we want to consider dehydration, which is a lot of fun for fruits and vegetables and berries and I guess cookies and whatever else you can think of. When you dehydrate it, actually tastes really good. So I really recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I've been using this machine for a couple of years already, and I'm really happy with it. I take it everywhere, and I'm very happy to be able to share with you this machine. Now, of course, there are some more expensive and sophisticated dehydrators, okay? And we can certainly talk about it in the future, but for now, for a daily use and to keep it with a low budget and high functionality, this is a dehydrator. The Presto and the basic model is more than enough than what you need. So let's go back now to the preparation and how to put the mix in the plates for dehydration.
Okay, all we have to do now is put the mix in the plate for the dehydrator. And of course you can do the cookies one by one, or try to do like I do. I try to spread out the mix, the cookie mix, as much as I can throughout the whole space in the tray in order to utilize the maximum space possible, holding as much of the mix that I can to dry the cookies. And once I have it like this, all utilized, now it's ready to put it in the dehydrator.
Okay, very well. Now that we put the mix here in the tray, now we just have to put it in the dehydrator. It can be in any of the trays of the dehydrator. We're going to close it. Now we're going to plug it in to turn it on, and as I plug it in, you're going to see the indicator light in the front turning on. You see, I can hear already the low noise that it makes, showing that it is working, and we're going to leave it like that somewhere between 6 and 10 consecutive hours, so it dehydrates the dough into the cookie. And of course, if you want to get a little softer, 6-7 hours should be fine, but I like it really crunchy, well dehydrated, so I'm gonna let it go all the way to 9 and probably 10 hours. So let's just leave it there for a few hours and see what it looks like after 10 hours. Okay, it's been just about 10 consecutive hours of dehydration, and basically the end product is gonna look something like this. This is the product ready to eat, and if you kind of make it like I did, it's very easy to cut into beautiful pieces like this on this side, or other pieces like this that you can just rip out of the place and eat it yourself. Why not? This is a homemade recipe for you, and as you can see, it's very easy to do, and it's very nutritious, and all the ingredients are very easy to find, and it doesn't have any chemical additives or flavor enhancers or anything that would make you want to eat more. No, actually you get to enjoy these, you eat it, and you can stop, and if you know that you're getting healthy sugar and other nutritional values that are very important. So if you like the recipe, give us a like on the video, and of course remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and more things that I'm learning of how to eat healthier, how to live healthier, and remember, be what you eat. See you next time.